Hi there, this is Mr. Chan. I'm going to be teaching you programming. Um, and what we're going to be starting with is peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are a really good way to teach us how computers work, actually. Um, okay, let's start. So, how do we make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Well, it's pretty simple. We take two slices of bread and put it on a plate. We spread peanut butter on one slice, we spread jelly on the other, we put them together, and we eat it. Um, now, what I want you to notice is this. We can't start with instruction 3 and then go to instruction 2 and then go to instruction 1 and then go to instruction 5 because it doesn't make sense. In order to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you need to start with the first one and then work your way downwards one by one until you get the final instruction, finish the final instruction, and then you've made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Doesn't make sense any other way. You have to start from the top, work one by one, and finish all of the instructions like that from top to bottom in order to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich successfully. And instructions like this work for all sorts of things. It's exactly the same for many things. Let's play a game here. It'll kind of demonstrate that too. We look at this puzzle here. Um, so say you're the robot in the top right hand corner, this guy right here. You must give the robot instructions to reach the New Zealand flag here. But the robot can't bump into any of the obstacles. It can't touch this feather. Excuse me. Can't touch this soccer ball. Can't touch this this grapefruit. And it can't touch this mustard. So what are the instructions you can give the robot in order to reach this flag? So yeah, I've taken the liberty of um, here we go. Let's try it out. So we want this robot to get to this flag. And I can see multiple ways of doing it. We can go down this way. Oh, whoopsies. Go down this way. Like that. So then that would be 1, 2, 3 steps down. And then that's the first instruction. And then the second instruction would be 1 step to the left. A third instruction would be 1 step down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5 steps to the left is the final instruction. Or you can go down here. You can go across here. You can go down here. That's 2 steps down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps to the left, and 1, 2 down to the flag. Um, or you could do this. You could do this as well. Doesn't matter. There's all sorts of ways we can reach the flag. So this is it. But when you write down what the instructions that I just gave the robot, it's kind of like this. So if we were to follow the solution, move down 2 squares, move left 6 squares, and then move down 2 squares, the robot reaches the flag, and those instructions work. But notice, if I was to move left 6 squares first, I'd bump into the the feather, so it wouldn't work. If I move down 2 squares uh, and then move left 6 squares, move down 2 squares and then move down 2 squares again, I'll knock into the mustard. So you need to, if you're writing instructions, you um, it only, generally speaking, it only really works or makes sense if we follow from top to bottom, one by one. So we need to first move down 2 squares, then move left 6 squares, then move down 2 squares, or else it won't work. Um, I want you to take a few moments to look at this puzzle and figure out how you would do it. So basically, this one's a little different. So this time the robot can only move forwards. It can't. You need to tell the robot to turn. So if it goes down here, it's facing south. You need to tell it to turn left. Turn to the left in order to move this way. So right now it's facing downwards. It can only move forward. So if you say move move forwards 1 step, it will move here. If you tell it to turn left, it will turn towards this way. And then if you tell it to move forwards 3 steps, it will move forwards 3 steps. But you need to tell it to turn, if that makes sense. So I just want you to take 10 seconds to kind of just, you can pause the video here and try to figure out for yourself how the robot can move. Okay, so I'm assuming you have completed it. So this is the fastest solution I came up with. This is just one of the solutions. There's many solutions. This is one of them I got. So we've got, so we move down 1 step, okay, and then we turn right. So now the robot's looking this way. Then we move left 3 steps, okay. Then we turn left. So now the robot's looking this way. Move down 3 steps, okay, we're here. And then turn left. So now the robot's facing this way. And then move left 3 steps, and then we've reached the flag. So again, we start from the top when we're reading these instructions. We go one by one down. And if we follow these instructions one by one from top to bottom, we will reach the flag. And these instructions only really make sense if we read them that way. So how does this relate to programming? Well, inside when you're programming, you're making these things called programs. And programs are really just instructions for the computer. Instructions like these ones, instructions like this. Um, um, they're really similar to the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches instructions or the robot puzzle instructions. The computer takes each instruction from the top to bottom and it follows them one by one. And when it's finished with all the instructions, it stops. So that's it. A program works exactly like any other instruction does. Starts from the top, moves down one by one, and finishes after all the instructions are finished, if that makes sense. So yeah, inside a program, a really simple way to look at it is start here, then do this one, then this, and then finish with this. So top to bottom, one by one. And this is an example of what a program actually looks like. So you notice these numbers here. So you start from the top one. You finish this one, then you finish this one, then you finish this one, then you finish this one, finish this one, then you finally finish this one, and then the program stops. The computer stops working on the program. Same thing, top to bottom, one by one. It works through these instructions. So yeah. So I'm not expecting you to understand any of these instructions because you haven't learned any programming yet. So I don't expect you to understand this yet. Um, but what matters is that you understand that we start from the top to bottom and we work one by one down. And then the program finishes when the final instruction is finished, if that makes sense. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once the sixth one is finished here, then the program stops. Okay, that's the first lesson. Thanks for listening.